Hi, my name is Sarah, and if you're new here, I make simple living and motherhood content, but it's been a while since I posted on here, and I wanted to do a little spend the day with me, plus let's catch up where I've been, what we're doing, and today we're going to be stopping at a few different places in Orlando, which is a little bit further from where we're at, but my husband had something to do with a friend in the area, and so I just figured let's bring you along and also give you a whole life update. So I'm going to start off where we left off, which is actually our master bedroom project. If you don't know, we left off basically putting panels up on the wall. However, it didn't go to plan. We're about to go attempt to hang these panels by ourselves, just my husband and I, so very nervous to put it up, but we're going to do our best and go for it. It was actually the opposite of the plan that I had going. So I was told liquid nails would work. We used that adhesive, thinking this would be super easy. Press it on, hold it for a few seconds, it would stick. It did not stick. The edges immediately popped off and we couldn't get it back on. So I ended up tearing that down, which of course left these really not so pretty marks on the freshly painted wall. Thankfully I have more paint to touch that up later. But I had to scrape it all off and basically start from square one. I went back to the store, got another recommendation. At first I was going to do nails, but then the worker said that they didn't recommend that because it would probably look really bad as far as like sticking out on the other side of the panel. So I trusted what she said, and she recommended a different heavy duty adhesive that was supposedly stronger than the last one that I tried. So we used the stronger adhesive and it was same exact situation. The edges immediately popped off and they would not stay on. We still have the panel up on the wall, the first one at least. We didn't end up touching the second one because we saw that the first one didn't work. But the edges really don't look great at all. From a distance, you might be like, oh, it looks great. But when you look up close, there's like a huge gap between the wall and the panel. Not great. Talk to a handy friend. Ultimately, we're gonna end up using a nail gun, borrowing it from a friend. We're just waiting on getting that nail gun and putting up the panels like that. So, no adhesive. Very glad to not have to mess with that, and we're hoping that that's gonna work. Anyway, on the flip and positive side of this home project update, we actually got new furniture for the room. Not the main dresser, but new bed frame and a new nightstand. For both of us. So super excited about that. We actually just got it from Walmart. It was super affordable and my parents really generously gifted us that for our anniversary. And so I immediately put that together. My goal is to finish these as quick as humanly possible. My baby's sleeping and I was going to do it in the living room, but these are like glued on and I'm like, that's gonna wake her up if I try to open it. So to the bedroom we went. I am so happy with how these pieces look. When it came in, I was actually really impressed with everything. And all things considered, even though the nightstands took quite a bit of time, it was actually really straightforward. So very happy to have that all put together. These look awesome. This does not. The next thing I wanted to talk about is actually just a mom life update, which is that I completely stopped breastfeeding at 16 months. We finally quit, and it was truthfully due to just, I don't want to say fear, but my daughter wasn't eating very well. She was always kind of like a picky eater, and I just felt like she could breastfeed like a newborn, and then she wouldn't want to touch her food just about all day. She was feeding all the time, and I really was worried about like her health and her appetite because I felt like she was really lacking significant nutrients in her diet. So I made the decision to cold turkey stop, which was so hard. It was really tough because honestly things are going great with breastfeeding as far as being able to do it and getting into a rhythm of things, but we cut it off. And even though she cried a lot at that first week, after that first week, she stopped asking for it entirely and we made it through. So now I have 100% noticed like a 360 in her eating. Now, is she still a bit picky? Yes, of course, but she's eating so much more than when she was when we were breastfeeding. All right, so we're currently at Target because I was trying to go to a farmer's market. Drove around for an hour, could not find parking. So I was like, where can I count on parking? And that was Target. So I kept driving further and I just went to a Target, and it's about lunchtime. So we picked up our favorite pumpkin muffin and little egg bites. I have also been working out a ton, which I'm very grateful for, to have a body that is healthy and able to move around. My go-to workout is with this group called Fit for Mom. I'm currently with the franchise in the Space Coast, and I've just been loving just meeting so many wonderful, incredible mamas through this, and there's so many other outings that they host and we get to enjoy, so very grateful for that. Whenever my parents come in town, it is like a tradition that my dad and I must go and play pickleball, so we also absolutely love doing that together. And then just overall, my daughter absolutely loves, and I mean loves, walks. Like walks around the neighborhood, walks anywhere, in her stroller, on her own. Typically in her stroller is what we prefer, but I like to take the dog out and we go together, and it's just such a great activity to get some vitamin D and get some fresh air outside. Hi, baby. All right, so it's mid-October, meaning Halloween costume search is full gear, and I'm trying to build her costume from scratch. So I ordered the dress from Walmart. She's just gonna be cosplay of like the little girl from the Spy X Family movie, Anya, because that's what she's named after. And I think Hobby Lobby should have some of the little like felt papers. I guess they're not paper, but fabric, I guess I should say, just to make the little hairpins. This little seat is the funniest thing ever. I love it. Cheese. The next thing I wanted to talk about is just that we have been truthfully enjoying so many fall activities, and I have been obsessed with just going to pumpkin patches and doing all the festive fall things, whether it be baking, lighting candles, you name it, I am there for it. I think why I'm going all out for fall so much is simply because last year around this time, our home was actually being built. So we were living with my in-laws, which I was so grateful for that, but I didn't end up doing any like traditional fall activities, and I feel like I just missed out on that. So I'm trying to like make up for it with my daughter this year, and we've just been having a blast doing that. And then the last update I wanted to talk about is simply, I broke my word. I'll be honest. I said I'd be posting every single Saturday, and I did not stick with that, and I am sorry for that. However, I will let you know why that is. This is why I'm kind of sharing this update, and it's simply because back in July, I had committed to posting to Instagram every single day for the rest of the year. And I've just noticed that my priority has been more Instagram versus posting on YouTube. So at the end of the day, YouTube honestly became a background thought for me. So going forward, I'm gonna say I will be posting, I would say 2 times, but I still wanna try to get a video out every week just for consistency and reps. But I really like long form content, and I just would like to pursue it more intentionally. However, a lot of my energy has been going towards Instagram currently. But yeah, if you like the kind of content I post, I would love if you'd also follow me at Simple Mama Living. And that's basically all that I have for you guys. I really appreciate you being here and sticking around, and we're gonna try to be more consistent because I love to edit, I love to create, and this is just a really fun creative outlet. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely evening. Bye.